Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is July 5th, 2024, and the Nike deal is currently awaiting court resolution. Also, Hansi Flick is officially in the city of Barcelona, ready to get the preseason started. And finally, Barcelona have reached a hurdle in the signing of Pau Victor. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and this is the Barca News live podcast where not only do I get to bring you Barcelona news, but I also get to interact with you lovely people in the chat section by reading your comments out loud, answering your questions, and getting the discussion going. For those of you who'll be watching when the stream ends, don't worry, I'll be putting timestamps in the description and chapters in the timeline in case you do want to skip through all of the discussion. Now, having said all that, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. If you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you head to Kickbag. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you head to Bet Us. Both links for Kickbag and Bet Us are down below in the description. Now, let's begin with the news. I know I'm starting a little bit late today, but that was because I was watching the Euros, which, guess what? We're starting this live stream by talking about the Euros as we've been doing these past few weeks since the competition began, because today, 5 more Barcelona players have officially made it to the semifinals. The first ones being Fermín López, Lamine Yamal, Ferran Torres, and Pedri, who qualified to the semifinals after Spain defeated Germany 2-1. It was an incredible match. I think Spain was a little bit better offensively, at least until the 70th minute. Lamine Yamal had an incredible incredible assist where he weaved through the defenders, making it all the way to the box. Then crossing that pass to Dani Olmo, who scored that goal. And up until the 70th minute, it seemed that Spain were set to win that match. But I think Luis de la Fuente made a mistake. He pulled all his attackers, put in more defensive players, kind of like trying to hold off Germany. I think that was a mistake. You can't really hold off Germany. I think the best way to hold off Germany is to continue attacking. Well, lo and behold, Florian Wirtz scored a goal, an equalizer, during the final moments of the match. It went to extra halves. And during the final moments of the second extra half, Mikel Merino, a Barcelona target, scored Spain's second goal, qualifying Spain to the semifinals. And with that, we have 4 Barcelona players in the semifinals. I do feel bad for both Ter Stegen and Ilkay Gundogan, who will be heading home. But at the same time, I am happy because I was rooting for Spain. And it was actually one of my predictions on my bracket, which I shared with you last week. Now, as far as this match, Lamine Yamal, ladies and gentlemen, once again, one of the heroes of the match, not only providing that assist and being absolutely impeccable on the right wing, but he also set a couple more records doing this. You know, he's already set the record for the youngest player to start in the history of the Euros, but now he's added 2 more records to his long list of records that he continues to accumulate, and I'm sure will continue to accumulate through his career. The first record being he has become officially the first teenager in the history of the Euros with 12-plus chances created in the competition. And today, with that assist to Dani Olmo, he's officially the top assist provider in the competition. And with that, he becomes the first teenager to provide 3 assists in the history of the European competition. So amazing, amazing performance by Lamine Yamal yet once again. And as I've said a million times on this channel, guys, this is not normal. What Lamine Yamal is doing is not normal. He's only 16 years old. He's a child. He's supposed to be playing in lower categories with the under 18, the under 17 youth teams. But instead, there he is starting in some of the biggest competitions in the footballing world, whether it be the Champions League with Barcelona or now with in the Euros with Spain. Now, I think we have cracked the mystery on why Lamine Yamal is so good at 16 years old. And it's this picture. Ladies and gentlemen, this picture was shared today by Lamine Yamal's father, Munir Yamal. He shared it on his Instagram page. It was a photo shoot done when Lamine Yamal was a baby. So yeah, that is Lamine Yamal in the top. And who's holding him? No other than Lionel Messi, a 19-year-old Lionel Messi who did a photo shoot with Lamine Yamal many, many years ago. And I think this is the code right here. This is why Lamine Yamal is so good. I think, I don't know if it was the water, if it was the soap, whatever, but I think somehow, some way, Lionel Messi passed on some of his magic to Lamine Yamal, and this is why he is so good at this age, because he was blessed and baptized by the GOAT himself, Lionel Andres Messi. Now, the Spain's win, even though it was happy, it was a little bit bittersweet because our own Pedri was injured today by Tony Kroos, a nasty and disgusting foul, very unsportsmanlike conduct by Tony Kroos, who, look at the picture and you tell me, I don't think Tony Kroos was trying to injure Pedri, but this does not look like a tackle that was aimed at getting the ball. It looks ill-intentioned to me. I don't know, maybe I'm being biased because he's a Madrid player, but a disgusting foul by Tony Kroos, which ended the game for Pedri. And guess what? Not even a yellow card for Tony Kroos. Really disgusting foul, but Pedri has been injured. It's been confirmed that he has an injury to his left knee. So this is not a muscular injury. This is not a resurgence of his injury that he's been consistently dealing with, which is in his thigh. You know, that injury is a muscular one that he's been dealing with for 2-3 seasons now. This was a knee injury. So the sole cause of this is Tony Kroos. So this is not a re-injury. This is not fatigue. This is not exhaustion. This is Tony Kroos kicking the shit out of the leg of Pedri. These are the kind of kicks we practice in Muay Thai, which has no place in football. But now it's being said that Pedri could be out for at least 3 weeks. So not good news for our midfielder. He will undergo more medical exams tomorrow, more in-depth medical exams. We'll see what comes out of that. But just know that Pedri could be missing a minimum of 3 weeks thanks to this disgusting foul, which, again, was not punished. Tony Kroos did not even get a yellow card for this. He received another yellow card down later in the match, which should have been his second. He should have seen a red, but the referees forgiving this nasty foul on our own player. Now, more news about the Euros because we have another Barcelona player in the semifinal. It's no other than Jules Koundé, who qualified after France drew 0-0 with Portugal and went to penalty kicks. And guess who missed their penalty kick? Joao Felix, guys. The guy that some of you say, he's amazing, Barcelona should sign him. Not starting for Portugal, had a few minutes against Georgia, was a loss. He got a few minutes today, went ahead and missed his penalty kick, and therefore Jules Koundé is now officially in the semifinals where France are going to be facing off against Spain. And I have to say, France continues to disappoint. They were one of the favorites coming into this tournament. I don't see it. They pretty much remind me of Xavi's Barcelona, a team that just passes the ball back and forth, side to side, no idea what to do with it, and then constantly getting killed on the counterattacks. In fact, this was a match for Portugal to win. Portugal looked very dangerous on a lot of counters. They looked very dangerous on several of their attacks. They were unlucky. They couldn't push it in past the goal line. Went to penalties. France are through. Hopefully, Spain can defeat them. I would like to see Spain in the final. But I have to say, seeing Pepe cry at the end of the match was very satisfying because let's not forget all the nasty fouls that Pepe used to commit against Barcelona players, including our own Lionel Messi. That was pretty much his job. He was a butcher. His only job was to break the legs of Barcelona players. So seeing Pepe cry at the end of the match, I have to say, pretty satisfying feeling. But that is pretty much the coverage of the Euros. And then finally, we do have to talk about one more bit of good news, which is that Barcelona Femení have signed Kika Nazareth. If you don't know who Kika Nazareth is, she's a 21-year-old attacking midfielder from Benfica. She's one of the best players, one of the best female players in the world. And the Barcelona Femení have signed her until 2028. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Barcelona Femení, who are already one of the best teams in the world, looks like they will continue to do so because they just signed a mega star to their team. So great news on all fronts. Spain beating Germany, France beating Portugal, and now Barcelona Femení signing Kika Nazareth. All right, let's do the comment section, and then we will talk about the Nike deal because you guys keep asking me, Mo, what's going on with the Nike deal? Why isn't it being signed? Well, I have news for you on why it's not being signed, and also on what needs to happen. And we have our first donation, Baby Scumbag. Thank you, my friend. Baby Scumbag is always supporting the channel, always donating to the channel, always on the live stream, always commenting. Thank you, my friend, for your support. And he says, what's up, Mo? You saw that they are now shipping worldwide in the Barcelona online store, including New York, getting a stadium chair finally. Yes, I saw that. And I think that's part of the Nike deal. You know, remember before Nike only shipped to Europe. If you were outside of Europe, you were shit out of luck. Not anymore. I think that's part of it. And it's funny because I actually bought a stadium chair, had it shipped to a friend's house in Spain, and then I had that friend ship it to me in the US, paid a fortune to have it shipped. It got stuck in customs, and it's been stuck in customs for the past month. So I ordered the chair back in February. It didn't ship until June. And since June, my chair has been stuck at customs. So thanks a lot, Nike, for not providing shipping worldwide until now after my chair has been detained by customs. I don't know why they detain it. I don't know if they think it's like a kilo of cocaine. It's not. It's just my chair. Please ship it to me if you're watching this. Spanish customs. I need my chair. Anyways, let's do more comments. There's a lot of comments. I love it. I'm loving it. Noel says, hey, Mo, I hope Laporta changes his mind about Felix after tonight's horrible performance. Tuning in from Dominican Republic. Much love. All right, the DR in the house. I think you're the first person to comment from the DR. But yes, I hope so too. I mean, so far, Barcelona are not considering Joao Felix a priority. They would like to keep him, but it would be on a one-season loan. No option or obligation to buy. No loan fee, none of that. So if Atletico Madrid are okay with that, then Barcelona will sign him on a loan. If they're not, then, well, they're not. But yeah, I don't understand why Jean Laporta is so obsessed with Joao Felix. I think we've seen him fail with Atletico Madrid. We've seen him fail with Chelsea. We've seen him fail with Barcelona. He's currently failing with Portugal. I mean, how much more proof do you need, Mr. Laporta, to finally get it out of your head that Joao Felix is not Barca level? Carlos Vega says, hey, Mo, thoughts on Pedri's up for Olmo? I get protecting the player, but part of me wants to see some toughness like Lamine, who takes bumps. Puyol would have picked him up to play on. Well, Pedri was subbed on because he got injured, which I already mentioned at the beginning of this video. It looks like he's going to be 3 weeks out. And we have another donation. The Angry Sparky. Thank you, my friend, for donating. Thank you for your support. But he says, absolutely gutted. Germany got eliminated. I'm drying my sores in beer. And to add insult to injury, Mr. I'm the best in my own mind. Felix decided to absolutely choke to send France through FML. Look, I would have been happy with either Spain or Germany making it through, but I can't lie. I was rooting for Spain just because, you know, it has more of our players that I like Fermin Lopez, like Lamine Yamal, like Pedri, not Ferran. So I was rooting more for Spain. But if Germany would have went through, I would have been happy for Ilkay Gundogan and for Ter Stegen, even though Ter Stegen is not really playing. But I think Spain was better offensively, again, up until the 70th minute and until Luis de la Fuente made the mistake of pulling all his attackers and putting in more defensive midfielders. I think if he would have kept attacking, it probably would have ended in 1-0. But instead, you know, he risked it. It didn't pay off. It ended 1-1. And then, you know, Mikel Merino to the save. As far as Portugal going home, I'm pretty happy about it. I'm not going to lie. Like I said, seeing Pepe cry, that was actually pretty satisfying. And seeing Penaldo cry, can't complain either. Anyways, let's get back to the news because we do have to talk about Hansi Flick. Because the German coach, oh no, I'm skipping a story. I promised you I was going to talk about Nike. So let's talk about Nike instead, and then we will talk about Hansi Flick. But let's talk about what's holding up the Nike deal from being closed, since a lot of you have been asking me. As you know, Barcelona are in the final stages of renegotiating or renewing the contract between them and Nike, where they're saying it's going to be 10 years. Some are saying 12 years. We don't know, but it is going to be extended for a substantial time, where Nike will agree to pay Barcelona between 100 to 150 million euros signing bonus, plus per season, they're going to pay around 90 to 100 million per season. There's going to be some bonuses in there that if Barcelona reach certain stages of certain competitions or win certain competitions, the bonuses could increase the seasonal pay to 120 million. It's going to be a historical contract, probably one of the most lucrative contract in the history of football. And a lot of you have been asking, Mo, when is Barcelona going to close this Nike deal? Well, the reason the Nike deal has been held off is because it's pending a court ruling. As you might recall, when John Laporta first found out how much Nike were paying Barcelona, which was around 30 million per season, plus there was all those punishing clauses where if Barcelona didn't win certain competitions or didn't make it to a certain phase of a competition, Nike would pay less. When Laporta found that out, he got absolutely pissed, and that's when he notified Nike that they were terminating the contract, and as a result, a lawsuit ensued. That lawsuit is still pending in court. So Barcelona want to resolve that lawsuit before finalizing the agreement with Nike. When is this lawsuit going to be finalized? They're saying by next week. So by next week, this court ruling should be, or this court case should be finished off, dismissed, closed off, whatever the agreement is. And after that, then Barcelona will try to close the Nike deal. It might not be exactly next week. Maybe it's the following week. But just know that the agreement is in its final stages. It's ready to be signed. The only thing pending is the resolution of the court case. Once that court case is resolved, then both parties will sign the contract, and the contract will be officially renewed, and Barcelona will get that fat signing bonus between 100 to 150 million euros, which will go a long, long way in helping Barcelona in the summer transfer market, more specifically in signing, of course, the number one priority, which is Nico Williams. So good news on that front. Looks like we are nearing the end of this Nike Barcelona saga. It's being reported that the new home kit will be launched on time, which is they were saying July 18th. The photo shoot has been done. The videos, promotional videos have all been filmed. So everything is ready in place for the launch of the 125th anniversary jersey. And by then, hopefully, we'll have this Nike deal agreement all closed off. All right, let's get back to the chat section, and then we will talk about Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick is next. I almost got ahead of myself. But my friend Klaus says, I am so happy for Spain, but also concerned about Pedri. I am too. At least it's not a re-injury. So that's the silver lining. I don't want to say it's good news because it's not good news. Pedri's injured. But the silver lining is that at least it's not a re-injury of the same muscle, because that would have been more concerning, because then you start thinking, well, is it ever going to heal? Is he going to always be suffering from that? But at least it's not a re-injury. It's just a result of, again, that disgusting foul that Toni Kroos committed on Pedri. All right, let's see what else. Dre Banjo says, Mo, Ferran couldn't even dribble past a single player. Oh, my God, I saw that play. He gets the ball by himself. He's running towards goal, and I have no idea what the hell he does. And I immediately texted my friends. I was like, oh, my God, did you see what Ferran just did? Breathe, Mo, breathe. All right, let's see what else. Wild Herb says, Kroos played with a stupid vanity. Of course, he wanted to avoid being humiliated by some kids at the end of his career. Absolutely disgusting. I agree with you, my friend. And Casper says, hey, Mo, I'm Casper from Zambia. Finally, it's my first time catching you live. I didn't have a phone. I was following your channel using my grandma's phone, and your live stream is always middle of the night. Thank you, my friend, for joining the live stream. Congratulations on your new phone. I hope you can join us in more live stream. Thank you again for your support. And thank you for staying up late to watch the live stream. It really, really means a lot to me. So thank you again. And let's see. Kay says, we need to keep Gundo for the number 10 role at Barca since Pedri might be having more lingering injuries. Well, again, the injury of Pedri is not a re-injury. It's a result of Toni Kroos' foul. And as far as the number 10, it's looking like it's going to Lamine Yamal, who I believe is the deserved inheritor of that number 10. Is that how you say inheritor? I think so. All right. Nima says, hi, Mo. Should we start considering the name Baraujo Celona already due to that new winger Araujo being a target? Also to everyone in the chat, love and respect from Iran. We could change that. I mean, for a while, we had agreed it was going to be FC Joao Lona. Is that what we agreed on? Because we had so many Joaos. But I guess we could change it. It's always up for change. Let's see. Hasib says, bro, which duo you like more? Not sure I understand your question. Duo of what? Attacking duo, defensive duo, midfielding duo? Let me know down below in the chat section, and I'll get back to your comment. And Valor says, Mo, if you watch the match, you take back your words that Dani Olmo's another Ferran Torres. He was brilliant today. I don't think that was just a one-time show. Looks like that's how he always plays. I mean, again, at Leipzig, that's not how he always plays. And you cannot make a judgment on a player based on just 1 or 2 matches. It's about how they do overall. But that's that. All right, let's get back to the news because we do have to talk about our German coach. Speaking of Germany being knocked out, let's talk about our German coach, Hansi Flick, because he officially landed in the city of Barcelona today with his staff ready to begin the preseason. Now, the preseason is set to start on July 10th, where all the players who are not occupied with their national teams will report back to training. They will undergo medical exams, and that will be the first time that Hansi Flick will get to see these players during the preseason. But despite the preseason starting on July 10th, Hansi Flick decided to arrive a little bit earlier in Barcelona. He has arrived with his staff, of course, Heiko Westerman, Topalovic, and I'm blanking on the other guy. But all 4 of them have landed in the city of Barcelona because Hansi Flick wanted to meet with the players who are already training at the Ciudad Esportiva. We know Vitor Roque, he cut his vacation short and started training because he wants to impress Flick. We know that Ansu Fati has also cut his vacation short, and he's also training at the Ciudad Esportiva. So Flick wants to meet with these players who have already started training on their own. And of course, he already wants to start preparing for this preseason, which again will kick off on July 10th. Now, Hansi Flick did not meet with Deco yet because Deco is on vacation. He has not arrived in Barcelona yet. But Flick did meet with Jean Laporta, Enrique Masip, and Bojan, where all of them discussed kind of what the plan is for the preseason. When is the training going to be start? What are the trainings going to look like? How many trainings a day, etc. So they discussed kind of what Hansi Flick's plan is for the preseason to get the players ready. And they discussed a little bit the possible signings, but not too much in detail because, as I've said before, under Flick, the ones who will be making the decisions on who gets signed, who gets dropped, who gets offloaded is going to be Flick and Deco. And since Deco is not in the city of Barcelona because he's on vacation, those decisions will be made later. So once Deco arrives in Barcelona, Hansi Flick will meet with Deco, and they both of them are going to decide and discuss the signings, who's going to be offloaded, etc., etc. Now, we know Flick had already met with Deco when he first signed for Barcelona. They discussed the signings and things, but it was more of a general discussion, not too much in depth. But now there is a pending meeting. So as soon as Deco comes back from vacation, the two will sit down and discuss all of this, including, of course, Barcelona's number 1 priority, which again, and I'm not going to get tired of saying this, is Nico Williams, who we need on this team. Nico Williams is having a brilliant Euros. Today's match included. The way he can slice through defenders with his dribbling is absolutely superb. And having Nico on one side with Lamine on the other is going to make us competitive. Anyways, let's get back to the chat section. And then we will talk about Pau Victor because Barcelona have reached a hurdle in the signing of the youngster. Mark says, I'm torn with Spain. I want them to win because they are my boys, but I'm going to the preseason games in the U.S., and if they keep winning, I won't get to watch them play in person. That's a fair point, my friend. Yusuf says, Mo, absolutely, I'm happy to see Spain to the next step of the competition. My only thing that makes me sad is about Pedri injury. I hope he will be back as soon as possible. I hope so too, my friend. Again, that victory was bittersweet. I wanted Spain to win. But at the same time, to see Pedri getting injured, it was not cool. All right, let's see. Dacom says, Mo, I'm pretty happy about Spain scaling through. At the same time, sad about Pedri's injury. Barca signing Joao Felix is a waste of money from Nigeria. I agree 100% with you, my friend. I don't know what Laporta's thinking. But anyways, David says, Messi ruined me as he raised the bar so high. So these new players look shit. Think about it. Vinny winning Ballon d'Or, LOL. He's not even better than David Villa. It is a curse and a blessing to have seen Messi for so many years. It was definitely a blessing. But yeah, he definitely makes football seem more boring now that he's gone. But I think what Lamine is doing might not be Messi level, but it's still pretty up there. And I think I think we're going to have many, many more years to enjoy football thanks to Lamine Yamal. And Sanjang says, Kunde got cooked against Rafael Leao today. He got cooked against Mbappe too in the Champions League. Do we really want him? We do. We do. I mean, he's been outstanding the whole Euros. Today was not a good game for him. But, you cannot say that because a player gets one bad match in one game, bad performance in one match, that he's automatically bad, because he was superb throughout the entire second half of the season. Sure, he had a bad match today and against Mbappe, but I don't think that's reason enough to get rid of Jules Koundé, who's, again, it's not even his position. It's only his second season as a right back. He's still learning. He's still getting used to it, and he's still one of the best right backs right now in Europe. So yes, we do want him. All right, let's see. Misak says, hi Mo, love your work. This is past 6 day and we are not hearing anything concrete about Nico. Please let's do something before it's too late. Like I said a million times, I'll continue saying it. Nothing's going to happen with Nico until the Euros are over. That's just how it works. When players are with their national teams, whether it be Euros, Copa America, World Cup, whatever, they are not focused on their transfers. They're not thinking about what team they're going to be playing for, and they're not thinking about their salary. All they're thinking about is the competition that they're in. So, for the 1000th time, nothing's going to happen with Nico until the Euros are over, or if Spain is knocked out early. For now, Spain is still alive, so nothing's going to happen with Nico. All right, let's get back to the news. Speaking of signings, since we did mention Nico Williams, but let's talk about Pau Victor, because Barcelona have reached a hurdle in the signing of the 22, I think he's 23 years old now. Now, as you know, Pau Victor had a phenomenal season with Barca Athletic. He was here on loan, or in Barcelona on loan, not here. I'm here in Vegas. But Pau Victor spent last season on loan from Girona to Barcelona, where he had a phenomenal season with Barca Athletic. And his performance is what prompted Barcelona to want to sign him. He had an option to buy worth 3 million euros, which Barcelona could not activate due to the financial fair play. So Pau Victor's loan ended up expiring. He's back now in Girona. But despite that, Barcelona want to still sign the player, and they've been in negotiations with Girona and with Pau Victor to bring the player to Barcelona on a permanent transfer. Now, the deal that Barcelona are trying to work out with Girona is to send Oriol Romeo to Girona, because Girona want him back, and in exchange, they send us Pau Victor. But this whole operation has hit a big hurdle, which is the financial fair play. Now, because Pau Victor is 23 years old, he can no longer be registered as a reserve team player, so he cannot be registered as a Barca Athletic player. If Barcelona sign him, under the rules, they have to register him as a first team player. So this is a big problem because, as you know, Barcelona are right now over their wage limit. So they cannot register anyone until they clear space on the wage limit. And once they do clear space off their wage bill, they have other priorities. For example, registering the contract of Vitor Roque. That's a priority. So until then, Barcelona cannot complete the signing. Barcelona will have to finish the Nike deal, will have to finish the Barca Vision deal. They'll have to clear space on their wage bill thanks to those deals. They'll have to register the players that they need to register. If they sign Nico Williams, they're going to want to sign him and then register him. If they decide to sign a midfielder, they want to sign a midfielder then. And then if there's enough space left, then they will try to sign Pau Victor. So for now, Barcelona have told Pau Victor, look, we want to sign you. We can't right now. If you still want to play with us, you're going to have to wait. Now, what's the problem with that is that Pau Victor does have interest from other first division teams, including Real Zaragoza. So, how long is Pau Victor willing to wait for Barcelona? We're going to have to wait and see. But for now, Barcelona have told Pau Victor to wait until they clear enough space on their wage bill to complete the signing, because, again, cannot complete it right now because he will not be able to be registered as a Barca Athletic player. He needs to be registered as a first-team player under La Liga rules. All right, that is all the news for this podcast. So let's do some comments, and then we will end it. And then I'll go live like 20 minutes later because there's more news. Yes, believe it or not, we covered a lot of news in this podcast. But there's still more because Barcelona keeps me busy. But it's okay, and I love it. Let's see. Triple X says Ferran Torres is the most trash player of his generation. I don't know about the most trash player. I think he's a decent player. He's just not Barca level. But I wouldn't call him the most trash player. I think that's a little bit harsh. All right, let's see. What else? Oh, this moved on me. I don't know where I left off. Jasper says Barca doesn't even have money to buy Lollipop. How Barca going to buy William? They need to with the Nike deal, my friend. As I explained, they're about to get 150 million euro signing bonus. That's how. All right, let's see. What else? Carlos Vega says, who's a good replacement for Lewy? He's old and sassy. Sassy, I like that. I mean, the plan is to try out Vitor Roque to see if he can be a replacement for him. Barcelona could sign Pau Victor. That's someone else that could, be promoted to the first team and alternate and see if he can replace him. He's done phenomenally as a center forward. So we have some options. We have other options cooking in the academy. They're still too young, but like Oscar Gistao or Tony Fernandez, who just renewed or agreed to renew. He won't sign his contract until he turns 16, which is in 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. But there's alternatives. Sanjak says, I know you think we should not buy Dani Olmo because he's not Barca level, but you can't deny the fact that he scores very important goals and assists for Spain every time he plays. He does. So has Ferran. Ferran Torres has scored important goals for Spain too. And look at him with Barca. Noel says, aside from Nico, who is perfect fit and a CDM, do you think we should be looking at a new 9? Gu's gone. Roque hasn't had a chance to prove himself, and Lewy's dipping in form any minute. Look, when it comes to Gu was never going to be Lewandowski's substitute. Let's be clear on that. Margiu had stayed and had become a first-team player, he would have been a sub. He wouldn't have been a starter in the place of Lewy. So Lewy would have left, someone else would have taken his place, and Gu would have been the sub of that person. The plan for Gu was never that he was going to be a starter because he's not that kind of center forward. He's more as a center forward, kind of like a Luc de Jong, who comes off the bench the last 20 minutes and scores a goal. But he was never going to be a starting center forward. For Vitor Roque, he's going to get a chance this summer. We'll see what he does. Again, there's also the option of Pau Victor. And the angry Sparky says, I'm so ready for club football now. Wake me up in August. Yeah, well, we have the Copa America and we have the Euros going on. Once that's over, that's when I'm probably going to sink into some depression. Like yesterday. No, was it yesterday? What's today? Friday. Wednesday. There was no Copa America. There was no Euros. It was a very sad day, my friend. Very, very sad day. Juan Ignacio says, Lamine and Nico would be nice. Both showing superb level at the Euros. I agree with you, my friend, 100%. Valerian says, did you see Gundogan asking Ferran about Pedri's situation? True leader. I did. I also saw the whole bench when Pedri was coming off. Ferran Torres was the first one to get up. Him and Fermin Lopez to go to check on him, and the whole bench got up. Really, really cool moment, but same time sad moment because he's injured. All right, let's do one more comment and then we will end the podcast. Let's see where I'm scrolling up to see any comments that I might have missed. Let's see. Oh, my friend Mick Barca. How can I miss your comment? He says Spain is cooked versus France. No RB, no striker. I don't think so. I think France have been incredibly disappointing this season. They've only had 2 own goals in their favor and 1 penalty, and that's how they've made it all the way to semis. I think Spain has a good chance at them. But I don't know. At least I hope so. Let's see what else. Some random MF says, any news for Nico Williams? I saw talks have started. Again, nothing's going to happen while the Euros are going on. And then one more. David says, do you have any soft corner for American players like Dest? No, Dest is not Barca level. So, I don't know. I'm not just going to want a player just because he's American. If he's good enough for Barca, then by all means, bring him. But just because he's American, I'm not going to be like, yeah, bring him, sign him. But anyways, that is it for the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. For your likes, your subscriptions, your comments, and your donations. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe either. My YouTube analytics show me that only 60% of the people who watch the videos are subscribed. So the other 40%, hit that subscribe button. You help the channel a lot. It's completely free. It only takes a second. And of course, hit the like button because that also helps the channel growing. I will be going live in a little bit, 20, 30 minutes from now, because there's more news. It's going to be a short live stream, not a podcast like I've been doing this whole time I'm out of town. And for now, Viscarsa.